the baby she gave birth to was black. Now she's suing the clinic because the baby, she's saying, I asked for a white baby. You guys gave me a black baby. Let's get into it.
Mary's long journey to motherhood took a path she never thought possible.
I spent my entire life wanting to be a mom. I loved, nurtured, and grew my child, and I would have done literally anything in my power to keep him.
After years of fertility and IVF treatments, she gave birth to a healthy baby boy in December of 2023.
What was your immediate reaction after you gave birth?
I was happy. I was a mom. He was beautiful and perfect, but it was also very clear that something was wrong.
She vividly remembers the shock when she saw her baby for the first time. Whereas Christina is a Caucasian woman who chose a sperm donor with a similar appearance, the baby she delivered was African American.
An at-home DNA test result that January confirmed what Christina suspected. The baby was not hers. On February 5th, Christina's lawyers reached out to the fertility clinic, Coastal Fertility Specialists, informing them of the mix-up.
And just let them know, what the results were and ask for answers.
In March, Coastal Fertility informs the other couple their embryo was transferred to Christina, that family taking legal action to obtain custody. In a family court hearing that May, Christina decides to give up the baby voluntarily.
It's like the happiest.
You know what it means to be born through this chaos as a child, and then they grow up and then they're telling you all these stories, how you were a test tube baby and how you were born from a white woman, but then your black parents wanted you back. And then it's like, this is going to be so confusing. For me, all I see is the emotional trauma this baby is going to have once they learn about how they came to be in this world. That's all I see here. Because these are adults, playing with a kid's life at the end of the day.
Day of their life is like the worst day of mine. So like everyone's happy and joyous, and then there's me losing my entire life all at once.
Now Christina is suing Coastal Fertility Specialists in a complaint filed in a Georgia court.
Errors like this should never occur in a fertility clinic. This is the cardinal sin.
The actions of the fertility clinic have come very close to destroying me, have left irreparable damage to my soul, and ultimately left me questioning whether I should be a mom or not.
In a statement, Coastal Fertility Specialist says in part it deeply regrets the distress caused by an unprecedented error, adding this was an isolated event with no further patients affected. The same day this error was discovered, we immediately conducted an in-depth review and put additional safeguards in place to further protect patients and to ensure that such an incident does not happen again. Christina's
I think this is probably one of the women that, maybe she didn't find the man she wanted and she froze her eggs, and then she went out to choose a white man to have a baby with, with artificial insemination. But I see this problem happening more and more going into the future. And you're going to ask me how. I see this being an issue because many women are already doing it. Because it's kind of expensive, but some women are already freezing their eggs. But what's going to happen is they may, especially the women who are going to be looking for tall guys, they're going to go to a sperm banks and they're going to look for guys who have genes like tall, being white, being black, being athletic, all those things. And then there are going to be so many mix-ups. So I foresee so many lawsuits with regards to people being mixed up, because remember, so many women want tall guys, but there are very few tall guys. So the very few tall guys who give, who donate sperm to sperm banks, when women who freeze their eggs finally go to get sperm for a tall baby from a tall guy, there could be so many mix-ups the way I see it. If not, they are going to raise prices of sperms from guys who are tall, who are good looking, who are not bald like me. and they will become more expensive. But being a child born like that and being told how you came into this world, I just see so much, mental trauma.
His attorney also says government regulation is needed.
Christina's situation at Coastal Fertility is just one example of the crazy mishaps that can occur at a fertility center because they are largely unregulated. There are no reporting requirements when errors are made. There are no random and unannounced inspections. There are no statewide or federally required certifications for the staff who work at fertility clinics.
As for Christina, her long journey to motherhood is not over.
It sounds like you haven't given up your dream of becoming a mom.
I have not given up. I have started the process over again with another clinic. And I'm hopeful that in the next year or two, I can try again.
Or you could just find you a man, to have a baby with. Maybe just a good man. Because it doesn't guarantee that just because you get a sperm from a guy who is white, tall, muscular, maybe he has hair, it doesn't guarantee that the kid will grow up right, especially because the kid is going to grow up without the father. Because what if the kid grows up and then wants to find his father? Then what do you tell the kid? Man, that's going to be tough. Because I would rather, I think any kids who grow up like that would rather grow up, and they're told the father died than being told they will never have a chance to see their father because all he did was donate his sperm and he left. And now, they don't know who the father is. That's selfish.
And Priya Sridhar joining us now from Savannah, Georgia. Priya, to put it mildly, this is a shocking incident, but I guess not entirely unheard of. How common is this, and is there anything that families can do to ensure it doesn't happen to them?
Yeah, that's right, Sam. Christina's lawyer said that this is rare, but certainly not unprecedented. He's actually represented thousands of clients who were fertility patients at clinics across the country over the last 13 years. And they've had a variety of cases, including embryo mix-ups, but also freezer malfunctions that have caused embryos and eggs to be destroyed, or fertility specialists who have dropped vials of eggs and embryos on the ground. He actually thinks that the prevalence of these cases may be higher than we even know, because in Christina's specific case, it was very evident since the race of her baby was different from her own. And he believes that perhaps moving forward, anyone who has a baby through IVF will want to genetically test it to ensure that the baby is biologically theirs.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, this is going to be tougher and tougher and harder. And there's going to be so many mistakes, like I said, like I predicted. And they just said the mistakes are already over there, but they probably just don't report them. And it's going to become more expensive. And what's even worse, that at least she had a mixed baby, right? She was able to have a baby, but the baby wasn't, from her egg. No, I think the egg was hers, but the sperm she wanted was not the one she wanted. So she had a mixed baby, but the sperm was different, But what I think is even worse are the ladies who freeze their eggs, and then when they finally want to have, a child, or maybe they meet a man, the eggs are not good anymore. So it's like the woman will marry a guy. He will be okay with the fact that the woman froze her eggs because she can't have kids anymore, let's say in her 50s. But now they want a baby only to find out the eggs are not good anymore. Now what happens? Do they divorce?